returning to a gold standard help the U.S. economy? Can you talk a little about your thoughts on that?
Well, I would say I don't see it so much as returning, but more of a back to the future.
Okay.
I think that what a gold standard stands for is monetary discipline for its own sake. That is, if money is supposed to be a unit of account and a reliable measure and a dependable store of value, it really shouldn't be subject to who's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And I think that money needs to be stable and provide the foundation for productive economic growth. And when money is just a variable that financial markets toss around, or it's part of a derivatives formula, or it's part of someone speculating on currencies, it's not serving the private sector in the sense of providing that reliable unit of account so you can make plans. And under a gold standard, you did have that stability, and I think that's what's missing. And so I like the idea of a gold standard. I mean, it could be used in a very cryptocurrency way. The point is, do you have a unified money system so that when you talk about the international marketplace, everyone is playing on a level monetary playing field? And it's very important to have a rules-based approach. And that's why I'm advocating that we need to look at the virtues of a gold standard and try to come up with something much closer to matching those, and then I think we would have more solid economic. It was an incredible moment. I wished everyone could have seen it. Congressman Ron Paul knows his stuff, and he said to Bernanke, "How do you define a dollar?" Now that's a really loaded question for constitutional scholars. They know that Jefferson defined a dollar as this many grains of gold or this many grains of silver. So Ron Paul knew exactly what he was doing when he said to the head of our central bank, "How do you define a dollar?" And the amazing answer that Chairman Bernanke gave was, well, a dollar is it's what it will buy. That's the opposite of what the founders had in mind. It's not what it buys moment to moment. A dollar is a measure. It's specific. For an agency that was created in 1913 to play a very passive role of temporarily providing liquidity, now the Fed is this behemoth. So this government agency decides what is the value of the dollar, and their idea is that if it loses 2 or 3% a year, no problem. They have decided that a little bit of inflation is just fine. They refer to benign inflation. For a government that was set up to protect private property rights, I think it's highly immoral. Of all things that shouldn't be floating, I think a unit of account, a measure, is the most important. A measure has to be fixed, has to be constant. Instead of having more government control over money, more ability to manipulate it to cover the sins of government, what we should do is go back to the intentions of the founders. I'm really building on an idea of issuing Treasury obligations redeemable in gold. Let's say the U.S. Treasury announces a new instrument. You, as the holder of this instrument, if you buy it today, will either get $2,400 or an ounce of gold. We would begin to link the value of the dollar in the future to gold. Let's put a marker out there. Have the Treasury issue 5-year notes where at the end of 5 years you could redeem in gold. Gold is the legacy of what had always been the anchor for U.S. money.
Tyler, the Senate Banking Committee has voted on a party line 13-12 to advance the nomination of Judy Shelton, a conservative economist, to serve on the Federal Reserve Board. She was a controversial pick by President Trump more than a year ago because she had advocated a return to the gold standard and had criticized the Federal Reserve's actions and had faced tough questions from the committee in recent months over whether she truly believed the Federal Reserve should remain an independent regulator. She has provided questions in writing, according to the Senate Banking Chair, Mike Crapo, that she does believe in the Fed's independence. She does not advocate for a return to the gold standard, and she has won the support of the committee and will now advance to a full Senate vote. That is Judy Shelton, the nominee to the Federal Reserve.